Hi everyone. Hope everyone had a great first week and a great weekend. Just wanted to get your week one summary out to you, go over some of the quiz questions. Great job in the discussions. I thought we had some interesting topic this week, interesting discussion over that. Just the notion of, whether or not we need a marketer. I think that there's definitely some, there's no right or wrong answer for that for sure. It all depends on who you've got on staff. I know some folks had mentioned, well, you could use the PR person, and I think that that's certainly a relevant option. We could do that for sure, depending on their skill set. So, uh, if if they have the right skill set, that would be a great option. But sometimes, I think I'd mentioned in one of the posts, my daughter actually has a bachelor's, just graduated this past May, from Belmont University in Tennessee with a bachelor's in PR, and she would most certainly not be a good candidate to do marketing because I'm sure she had some coursework in marketing, but that would not be her forte. Her forte is definitely public relations. Uh, so it would all be dependent on what their skill set is. I'd be willing to bet that there's a lot of folks with degrees in marketing that are out doing PR. So it would depend on the skill set, the type of market that they're in. For example, the Western Pennsylvania market is very marketing heavy. There's tons of healthcare marketing, just driven, I think, um, by the UPMC Highmark issue. So everyone has to, it's kind of like keeping up with the Joneses. There have been lots of other parts of the country that I've been to and traveled to when I was a consultant. You wouldn't necessarily ever see an ad from a physician practice or from a hospital alongside the highway. That is the norm here. Every other billboard is one or the other of them, or St. Clair or someone else. So it definitely is market driven, and also there's 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 lots of different ways to approach marketing. So there are definitely no right or wrong answers. Just a way to look at it and to kind of prove the need for marketing. It's very important now in healthcare, and especially driven by your marketplace, because it can be in big metro areas or in areas where there's a high I can't think of the word, but where one facility is kind of battling another, be it just for business or due to a conflict like they had here in the Pittsburgh area. When there's that kind of rivalry between the two, and they're battling one another for business, then you're going to need marketing. It's going to be very important. So, just want to go over the quiz questions. I will say, quick, we do have a lot of activity this week, so be sure to bide your time well, manage your time well. There's a lot of stuff this week, so I'll say that early on. Questions from the quiz this week. So the first one is Romer's model adds the political dimension to Anderson's economic for understanding healthcare systems. This was a true or false. The correct answer was false. What this is about, this obviously all of our quiz questions are from the textbook. If you haven't been in one of our HSAM classes, about 90% of the time, the quiz questions will be coming from the text material. In this case, Milton Romer has a model. In the text, it talks first about Odin Anderson's model, and his model is a political model that talks about um, market minimum and market maximum, and it's kind of this continuum it's this political model, a continuum of how how things can be set up from the minimum model is where the state operates the system, state funds the system. I think Cuba is the one that they used as an example in the textbook. And then kind of goes along this continuum to the max where it's private insurance is preferred. It's a very profit-driven model, which is obviously the United States. That would be us. So that's the Anderson model. So that's kind of a political model in nature. Then Romer came along and he added this socioeconomic dimension to that, where it goes from poor to affluent people along that same model. So the question talked about Romer adding a political dimension um, to an existing economic model, and that wasn't the case. Romer actually added an economic dimension or a socioeconomic dimension to Anderson's model. So it's kind of a trick question, unfortunately, but so the answer in that case was false. The next question is a customer. Giving away the answer already. A customer is one who uses the product or service purchased. And this question is also false. A customer is actually the one who purchases the product. So if I go in and I buy, for example, I did this past weekend. I went in and I purchased a hockey stick. Now I actually do play hockey, but I purchased a goalie stick for my son. And my son is a goaltender, so he had broken his stick, and I was a nice mom while I was up seeing him at school, and I went in and bought him a new stick. Now I was the customer because I purchased the stick for him, but he is the consumer. So a customer is the one who purchases the stick, purchases the product or service, but a consumer is the one who uses the product or service. So in this case, this was asking a customer is the one who uses the product or service. So the answer to this would be false, because a consumer is the one who uses the product or service. Customer purchases it. So that one's that. The next two have to do with kind of some of the activities that marketing folks do. So this particular one talks about sales promotion. So it's another true or false question. True or false, sales promotion includes advertising? And the answer to that is false. Sales promotion and advertising are two separate activities. Sales promotion tends to be incentives to try and get people to buy things. So it could be something like coupons, discounts, freebies, all different types of things to incentivize someone to buy something, some type of a sales promotion technique. I think of the different companies on, what is the company down here in the Pittsburgh area? Spectrum is ours, but Xfinity, Comcast. Comcast is constantly sending me in the mail here coupons to switch over to us, and you'll get $100 card in the mail, a Visa card, Visa gift card. So that's a sales promotion technique. Any of those types of things, that's sales promotion. Now, there's also advertising. So when they advertise on television, that's an advertising. Now, sometimes they are cross promotion activities. So you can have advertising working with sales promotion to do different things. So advertising are going to be messages or campaigns, could be on-air advertising, could be social media, could be radio, could be mailers, and you could be working with, you could be doing a mailer with advertising with a sales promotion message on it. So there's definitely some cross promotional activities, but sales promotion does not include advertising. They are two different activities. So the answer to that question was false. The last question we're going to review, which is not a skill of a marketing person. So this was a multiple choice, and the answers given were marketing research, media control, pricing, and sales management. So the correct answer was media control. And media control tends to be the role of a PR person, public relations person. The rest of these, and the textbook talked about 7 basic skills of a marketing person. I've written them down here: market research, product design, distribution, advertising, sales promotion, sales management, and pricing. So those tend to be the 7 basic skills of someone in marketing. In marketing and public relations, they will oftentimes, especially in a healthcare facility, live in the same world. They'll you may have even someone that's the director of marketing and PR, but the folks that are expert in marketing do not tend to be the same folks that are expert in PR. They tend to be different roles. So you may have a person that's the director of marketing and PR, but beneath that person, you usually have marketers and public relations people, especially in a very large organization. And the person that is over the head of it is probably expert in one or the other and has moved up into a leadership role. But those that are expert in those two different things, they do tend to be different activities, because public relations is a very specific field. To know how to deal with crises, to know how to deal with the media, it's a very different realm than marketing, market research, advertising, sales. It does tend to be a slightly different activity. So our correct answer in this case was media control. So those are our 4 quiz questions I wanted to go over. I will get some grading done today and then obviously the rest of the week. Like I said, there is quite a bit of work to be done this week, so make sure that you're managing your time wisely. As always, any questions, please just let me know, and I will be talking to everyone in the discussion boards. Okay, thanks so much.